It's Nectaria with sophistication here, and I'm just going to share with you how I quick bloom my dyes. So I don't live in a very humid environment, so I think that's why this can work. If you do live in very humid, it may not work, but essentially I don't pre-bloom my baking soda because I don't plan ahead for that. So I just take some dye, put it in the container that I'm gonna be putting my wet ingredients into. And then I'm gonna add some hot water to this and mix it around until it is dissolved. I just am putting the tiniest bit of hot water, like less than a teaspoon. It's just enough to be able to hydrate it. And this is gonna go in my mix, so if I put too much water, then I could activate my mix later. So I want the least amount of water possible to make this liquid without me adding too much water. I'm not gonna show you that on camera because the water is heating up on my stove and this camera is in my dining room. So with the magic of editing, you'll see it right now. So look at that, barely any water. It was probably like a quarter of a teaspoon of water. Just enough so that I don't have any dry stuff left in there. And now I'm just gonna add my wet ingredients into here like I normally do. Okay, so before I add the rest, I just wanna share a little, some people ask about Poly 80 and do I really need it and things like that. Here's an example of what will happen in your tub if you don't put an emulsifier into your mix. So my dye was dispersed in water and here are my oils. So it's gonna just be the opposite, obviously. Your bath bomb mix is gonna be, your bath bomb is gonna create these kind of oil spots in your bath if you don't have an emulsifier. I use Poly 80. And they say use half of your oils, all combined, including fragrance oil. However, I also put a surfactant into my mix. And the way a surfactant works is kind of similar, I think. I'm not a chemist, but it's kind of similar to an emulsifier. If you think about a surfactant, one end loves oil, one end loves water, and so they attach to each other, so they're kind of hanging on to each other. And they're not free floating everywhere. So interestingly, I'm going to add my surfactant next and let's see what happens to this. Okay, so I've just added the surfactant into there and watch what happens when I combine my oil and water mixtures. Look at that. They kind of emulsify into my mix. See, there's not that separation anymore. So, because I have a bit of surfactant in here, I don't add half of my oils, including fragrance oil, like Poly 80, to that full half. It's definitely half of my oils, but about a quarter of my fragrance oils, just to, get a little extra to be sure. But I think that by adding this surfactant, it helps to emulsify as well. Plus I've got SLSA in here, so that's another surfactant. So I should be good, but I just wanted to share that little thing with you.